Hello and welcome to the Digital Validity channel. My name is Eric, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to check the status of your Rippled node. So assuming that you've already installed Linux and installed the Ripple server, let's go and find the status of your Rippled node. So I'm going to go to a program I use called Putty and secure shell into one of my validators here. So here I'm at the command line. I'm going to type in sudo systemctl status rippled. So I'm going to check the status of our Rippled server. Okay, so here is the Rippled service, and it shows here that it's active and it's running, and it tells you the date. So this is good news. Now we want to check the server info of the Ripple server. So we're going to change the directory by typing cd/opt/ripple/bin. Now let's look at the files that are in that directory by typing ls. We're going to use the command rippled. Here is the program. So I'm going to type in rippled. And the main command is server_info. Now it's going to display the information here on screen. This data does not change. You would have to type in the command again for it to update. But here's what we want to look at. If you scroll up here to server state, and let me show you first here. This is where it's generated the data here. So this was when we typed in the command, and here it shows you your server version 1.4.0. That's the latest. Here we are. This is the server state. It's saying it's proposing, so that is good. Usually after you've installed your Rippled server and you've checked the server info, it may say connecting, which means it is trying to sync with the rest of the network, and that may take up to 7 minutes. But once that's done, it'll say server state proposing. Now above that is your public key node right here. This is actually a validator. It still displays your public key node address. We'll get into this in another video, but let's grab this node address and copy it. And we're going to take this and we're going to go on the xrpl.org website, and we're going to explore the Xrp Ledger. So we're going to click on this button. And this is really cool. It shows you live data of all the transactions and the ledger indexes. You can even pause it and go into each index here and see the different transactions. See, look. Wow, that's a lot of XRP here. Anyway, let's go back. So now we landed on this page. We want to go to network. And this is cool. It shows you the map of the world and all the nodes around the world. See, there's a lot here in North America. Over here, there's a lot. Look at this. As time goes on and there's more nodes on the network, there's going to be a lot more dots here on this map. So we copied the public key node address from our Linux box, And now we're going to search for it on this page. Now, rather than try to find it, I mean, it's very hard to look for on here. So what I usually do is I will use the search function. Control F is the shortcut key. It'll bring down this input box here. You want to paste it. Control V. And here, real quick, it just goes to that and highlights it. Now let's scroll back up so I can show you what all this means here. This is your public node. Your public key of your node that we know. This is your IP address. Shows you the state of your server, the version it's running, the ledger that it is on. It is connected to. So here it shows you the uptime, the amount of peers that are connected to it, your connections, your incoming connections, your outgoing connections, the amount of ledger history that is on your node that you can set in your configuration file. I will show you how to do that in another video. And shows you the load. I'm not sure what this field is, but let's go back down to here. Now you'll know that there's no IP address here because I'm actually running a validator, and the validators, they don't show their IP address for security reasons. So that is blank, and you'll see that the version is the latest 1.4.0. How many days it's running. So you can also, there are other websites you can use. I also use Bithomp, bithomp.com. And if you go down to network here, again, it shows you the nodes and validators. Same data, it's just everything's formatted different. And you can see that there's 977 nodes. This is, we're in the early stages of this network. It's growing. I believe Bitcoin has maybe 10,000 nodes. So this number will grow without a doubt. So click here on nodes. Give it some time to load. So we have our public key address. Again, we're going to copy this. Okay. Look, it says here how many active nodes there are. So we're going to search for that node. But before we do that, let me go over the header here. This is your public key address, the version it's running, incoming connections, like how many other nodes are connected to your node, or how many validators are connected to your node, your outgoing connections to other nodes, the country that your node is based in, your IP address, your uptime, last seen. And look at this, you can sort. That's what I like about Bithomp. You can sort by clicking these up-down arrows. So you could sort by public key address, by version, in and out. So you can click on these. These are links. And this comes in handy later when we do update the configuration file. I'll show you that in our next video. You can sort by IP address, by country, uptime. So this is a great website. Another website that I use is XRP Charts. So here's the home page. This may be familiar to some people. You want to go to network up here in the top right and click on topology. Again, we're going to copy our public node key. And this website also shows a map. Look at all these little dots here. These are all the nodes around the world. So what it means when it's red, that means they're running the previous version, an older version. Green means they are running the latest version. And I believe the bigger the circle is, that means there's many clustered nodes within those areas here. But look, you got some out over here too. Look at this. So let's type in Control F. Oh, and by the way, it'll show you the current stable version of Rippled server. So this is good. So it makes you aware of the latest version and if you need to update or not. So let's type in, hold down Control, hit the F key, Control V and paste. And here we are. Yeah, the thing about this site is that it doesn't highlight the address when you search for it. But what usually happens is that address will be centered here in the middle once you search. So here it is. You could see it. Oh, what did I do? Right here. It matches. I usually take like the last few characters, or the first few, and I'll match it up. So here is our node. Again, the IP address is missing because this is actually a validator, but you will still be on the node list. It's going to show our version that we're running. Incoming connections. Validators, usually for security reasons, we don't want any incoming connections. We just want outgoing connections. Outgoing connections to other nodes. So right now my validator is connected to 6 nodes. Now if you're not a validator in your node and you see this, so let's just say this is your node. So this would be our IP address. And it looks like it's time to upgrade. Here you are connected to 8 other nodes. So you're all connected to each other, sharing the data, and you're syncing with the network. And it'll show you your uptime. So that's it for today. We'll get more into validators and how to upgrade from a node to a validator in my next videos. It's very easy. It's just a minor update in your configuration file. I may show you more information on how to update your Rippled configuration file. We can go into detail on each setting. But again, a brief run through to check the status. Let's clear this out. Instead of typing it all out again, you can actually hit the up key and you could go to your previous commands. So here, rippled server _info. Now we're back with this data here. Look, if you scroll up here, server state proposing. Here is your public key node address. You're going to copy it. And be careful. There's quotations here. You don't want to grab that with it, because then when you search on the browser, it's not going to pick up the address. So copy that right there without the quotes. And like I said, go to the XRP Ledger site, search for it. You go to Bithomp, search for it on the nodes list here. And you can go on the XRP Charts. You can find this. It's buried, so you have to go to network and it's topology. Okay, so thanks for watching my video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Have a good day.